Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to Map Making with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB. You're very, very welcome, and welcome back to Duvo, the provisionally titled second map from myself. And you're watching me build it, slowly but surely. Started this way back in the very last few days of April, and we're still a long way from finishing, although we are now putting out a lot of episodes every single week. And I will be continuing to do this until we finish this damn thing. I hope you can bear with me while we do all of that. Right, what are we doing today? Well, today one of the things we're going to be doing is putting down some sand. You probably worked that one out. It's today's episode is the two main islands as you island hop into the actual map. We're putting down some sand around the outside and doing a little bit of work underwater with the sand levels as well. And then we'll also be doing a lot of tree work on these two main islands, because they are mostly going to be tree islands, because they are not really designed to be built on. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of work with trees. And then we'll be going across to the main island, and a little something that only occurred to me actually while I was doing some editing, that it was begging out for a little bit of something special. An unexpected detail I didn't really think I was going to be popping in. What I've done here, deleting that sand there, right, didn't make any sand to have on that particular. It's a little bit too steep. The sand normally is washed up on fairly shallow landfalls like here, and then the steeper it gets, the less likely there is to be sand. There might be a little bit along the edge possibly, but yeah, those areas wouldn't be particularly sandy like there. Just bringing it right down to the edge. Because how does the sand actually get up onto that higher areas? Yes, maybe from a storm or from the tide coming in and out, and yes, it is going to be a tides map. Now this was something that I found interesting, and I've actually fixed, or started fixing at the very least. Well, we got sand coming along here. Now you saw sand going underneath the bridge. We're going to be doing a little bit of underwater terrain work in a minute. But first of all, I just want to get some sand along here. Now it'd be difficult for me to see whether I've actually done a good job with this until I actually get into testing the map. Because you can't really see, this is the map editor doesn't have exactly the same engine as the actual game itself, so you don't really know how good your detailing is until you load up the actual map. And that's my big tip for all of you map builders who are following my lead. You fools, more fools you. Yes, following my lead, always test the map in game. Now what we got here, see the water, the way it's flooding around the corner there. I'm looking at this sand bar here, and it doesn't make any sense. The amount of water coming around there, that sand wouldn't be shaped that way. It would be washed around. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make the sandbar a different shape to go with the actual water flow that's coming in from the edge of the map and forcing its way through this channel. So see, I'm trying to be a little bit intelligent. It doesn't often work, but I'm trying to be. So yes, the sand would come around this kind of area. And maybe I should have paused the game while I was doing this, just to give the water a chance to sort itself out afterwards. Try and look at this, and I'm still looking at those underwater terrain lines. Still are not looking how I want them to be. So we're going to go back and do a little bit more terrain work, picking the height and raising it all to that height, and then softening it down again. Now we're getting more into the kind of shape I was after, and also running along right where that middle upright is on the bridge. Yeah, bring the sandbar up a little bit more and do a little bit of sand painting underwater there. Difficult to see. Yes, I could put the sea level to 0 while I'm doing this, and certainly when I do a lot of my underwater work, which will be coming in the latter issues of the map making series, I will be removing all of the water while I work underwater. Yes, I'm going to be doing that, guys. So anyway, what I'm going to do is extending the sand out. Not entirely sure how far out the sand is going to go, and so this was like a provisional thing, and I'm looking at this going, Not sure how far or what shape it's going to be just yet, but I will be looking more into the water flow just to make sure that this has the right sort of flow. And again, we got water flooding around here, so you wouldn't have that bobble out there. That water would be flushing away the sand on that end there. So once again, smoothing it out so that the sand can just push around. That's kind of more of the shape I'd expect it to have. Right, so not finished by any stretch of the imagination, but there we are. Now we're coming over here using Move It again, and we're going to choose quite a large chunk of trees. We're going to use these to paint this first of these two islands. We'll be covering most of these islands almost fully with trees. Now once again, I know there'll be a few of you going, well, they're exactly all the same trees, Bonbon. There's no tree variation, Bonbon. It's boring, Bonbon. You're cheating, Bonbon. There's repetition in those trees, Bonbon. Bonbon. Well, clearly, yes, you're right. I totally 150% agree with you, even though that is not a thing. What I'm doing though is getting some tree coverage down. This is the quickest way to do it, in chunks, and sort of like varying the chunks but with the angles and such. And what I will be doing is getting the bulldozer out. We'll fill in a few of these gaps now with some smaller selections. I'll be getting the bulldozer out and wiping out some of the repetitions using the bulldozer and random sweeps across the environment. And I will be using other trees within as well, but I'll be adding those in separately in areas that I'd like them to be. And then there will also be a few feature trees as well, because these are all Pidalmo's low, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, they're low poly, or low some, not low poly, but yeah, they don't take much of your resources. Oh god, it's been a long day, guys. Why am I recording this at this time? Because I love you. I love you all, but not you. Yeah, you know who you are. Don't point at yourself like that. You know it's you. Don't put it in the comments. No, don't put it in the comments. That's right, because if you put it down in the comments that you know it's you, then everybody will want special treatment, and we can't be having that. Speaking of special treatment, see this L shape in the middle of the map there? Yeah, we're going to fill that in with trees as well. It looked completely unorganic, and we can't be having any of that now, can we? Right, so we're covering the whole of the island with the one generic tree from Pidalmo, whichever one that happens to be, I can't remember. And we will come back and we'll touch up the island a little bit more with a few variants from this particular set of trees that are not too taxing on your computer. And then once all the forest is filled out with lots of generic trees, we will come back with some custom trees just to add a little bit of detail, some variants of height and colour. Of course, got to change the height and colour a little bit here and there, just add a bit of interest, and mostly also to focus on the feature areas within the map. Now, speaking of feature areas, this particular island has got one. Just at the bottom of the screen now, there, and it's going out of screen now, is a little hill. This island is one main hill and a little hill, and the little hill is going to be a feature location. I'm not going to go into what it is now. Hopefully it's going to be the best thing you've seen ever. It might also be completely rubbish, because I haven't even tried to see if it'll work yet. Yeah, in my head I have this wonderful, almost Da Vinci style creation, even, I suppose. That's what I've got in my head, and as you'll know, if you've ever tried to, I don't know, do some pottery or something like that, and in your head you've got this amazing urn, and what you end up with is a lump of clay that gets fired in the kiln, and it's rubbish. So yes, I won't know. I won't know until it's done if it's any good at all. I'm sure it will be. I'm confident. I have confidence in I'm confident in my own abilities. Probably overconfident sometimes, I would say. So yes, the little hill there. We're going to have the trees behind the hill, because we need this hill to be visible from the highway. So I'm just going to put the trees behind it. I need to get rid of those three. so we can now see the hill from the highway. I'm happy with that from both directions. That's all good, and I think we're about there. Now what I'm going to do now is just use the bulldoze tool. Where a few of these trees are a little bit too close together, also thinning them out a little bit, taking out the patterns. You've seen me do this before. I did this in Merrickstowe as well. Not only does it remove the patterns and the ugly clustering of the trees, it does also remove your tree count. Lower your tree count, which, as you know, 250,000 trees, you can very quickly use those up if you go a little bit crazy. I'm not going to go crazy. Last time I looked, I was at about 50,000. I know I'm way over 50,000 now, but going to be well within the tolerances on this particular map for trees. I don't want the unlimited tree mod to be a requirement. An option if you want it, but not requirement. Now this looks fairly flat around here, doesn't it? If you have a look at that area I just showed you, let me see if I can get the marquee tool working. Come on, BonBon. Marquee tool, thank you. Copy that lot. Looks flat, yeah? Then if we put the terrain lines, look at how steep some of these slopes are. So we're going to mark these out using the trees, because now you can see where the bottom of their hill is. There's your start square intersection coming into the start square. You can see how it just crosses the line into the start square. I'm going to leave the entire start square at your disposal on this particular map. I'm not happy with this hill. We're going to come back and we're going to do something with this hill a little bit later. It looks a little bit too round, too voluptuous, almost like a boob. Doesn't it look like a boob? A little bit. We need to sort that out. I can't be having a boob on my map. Well, I could be having the boob on my map, but we won't be. Right, so now we're going to use I'm going to hand place a few trees where they're required in this area here. Once again, it's showing where the terrain is running, and yeah, that's your build plane in that particular area here. And once again, I'm just trying to emphasize like the gullies and like the valleys and such, using the trees. It's all decoration, but hopefully adding a degree of realism. We'll come back and do some more work around there at a later point, of course. Haven't got any trees along the bottom of the mountain, if we can call it a mountain. It's a big hill with the castle on the top. So I'm adding a bit of foliage around the bottom, and we may come back and flush this out a little bit more. But yeah, I figured some trees around here would make a lot of sense, and certainly in the little nooks and the crannies, that's where they all live. Now, while I was doing this, I noticed this area here. I thought, yeah, there'd be a lot of trees in there because the water would definitely run down in this area, and it would run down into that little hole at the bottom, which I hadn't even noticed before. And while I was putting trees around it, I thought, hang on, no. This is not where a lot of trees would be. This is where some water would have collected. Now, I didn't expect to be doing this, but it sold itself to me as being like a little hidden pond. So that's what I'm going to do. Just a little hidden pond right in there, and we're going to be making it in the show today. Now, it's not going to be finished. Nothing in this map is anywhere near finished. No, the trees don't go there, BonBon. Look at them. No, they don't go there. Way too steep. Stop it. So yes, we're going to add a few more trees as well along the top of that ridge there, where I just feel that they would exist anyway. That's all good. So yes, I'm going to I've forgotten to switch prop and tree anarchy on, so we need to sort that out. But yes, now we're going to do is we're going to pop a little water source. Now, my first water source, thought I was being clever, put the minimum water source on, pop it in there, and we'll put some detailing around it, and you know what, that will look lovely. I think the water source was too low, because basically, as you will see, it evaporates away. It just doesn't maintain. So I'm going to do some decorating or some detailing with it now, get some trees along the actual water line there, and we'll do some basic detailing with the assets and the trees that I'm already using in the map. I do plan on bringing a few other detailing assets, not this generic stuff that I'm using already, but I've decided, I thought at the bottom of this little pool, some sort of rock or lake, a rocky base, just because we are at the bottom of the hill of rock. So yes, trying to find the right one. That wasn't the right one. I don't even know how I managed to pick that one, but get rid of that. That's what I was looking for. Very, very vanilla, early game vanilla rocks there. Under the water, like that under there as well. And then we'll put a lot of extra foliage around it with the new modern weeds, which I've got some over here. My palette of plants over here. You've not seen me select from here for a while, have you? No. No, BonBonB, we haven't. So I'm going to do a little bit of extra painting along here with these weeds. But meanwhile, the water is evaporating, and you're looking at it going, it shouldn't. It should maintain. Yeah, I think I've got it just set a little bit too low. That looks okay. We will be coming back, like I say, adding some non-generic, although these the trees aren't vanilla, but they are very generic, seen all over the map. There'll be some areas like here where I'm going to have some. Look at the water's almost gone. Almost gone. So we'll do is we will change the water source in a minute. I just got a little bit of tweaking to do with the plants first of all. But yeah, I'll be coming back when I add the custom trees, the feature area trees. We'll be adding some pond weed and stuff like that to this particular area. It's going to look rather nice, I tell you. It's going to look rather, and most people won't even notice that it's there, because everybody be looking at the top of the hill, the mountain, the hill with the castle that's up there. And this little thing at the bottom is doing nothing. But water would accrue down here without in my mind, without a shadow of a doubt. There. Now that water maintains its level, which is what I was looking to do. Right, so we will come back and do some more detailing on that when we do the fine detailing at the end of the series, once everything's bulked out. But yeah, it's all coming together. I think we'll settle down here for thumbnail at the end. What do you reckon? Right about there? Yeah. Still more work to do, but it'll do for now. Anyway, thanks for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing. Join me tomorrow night for another map making, because I'm going to plough these out as fast as I can. I want to finish this map. And of course tomorrow morning for another What Map. Another map in the What Map collection. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon.